Hello, we're going to be going over ELA for 6.6, 6.7. This week's story is called Ants. And our learning objective is I can determine the author's purpose using text evidence from the story. If we remember from class, author's purpose is the reason the author wrote the story. Okay, and there are 3 reasons why authors write stories. Those are either to persuade, inform, or entertain. If the author wrote the story to persuade, that means they're trying to convince you of something, trying to change your mind, or trying to make you think the way they do. They could be trying to convince you that broccoli is the best snack ever. That would be a persuasive story because they're trying to convince you that broccoli is awesome. If the story is to inform, they're giving you information on something. They're teaching you something. Does the story teach me something? Is it teaching me about the ants? If so, then it would be to inform. Or is the story just to entertain, which means just for fun? Is the story just a silly story, maybe just to read for the fun of it? Then it would be to entertain. So again, 3 purposes for the author to write the story: persuade, inform, or entertain. Okay, so when we go down to the story, here's the vocabulary first. And your vocabulary is bugs, nest, ground, carry. You see the ants carrying some leaves. Smell. And strong. Look how strong that ant is. Okay, so those are your vocabulary words for the week for this story. Make sure you read your story 2 or 3 times so you can understand it really well, and it'll help with your reading. Make sure you use your reading strategies to sound out words that you don't know how to read. Sound out each letter. Start with the beginning. Chunk it if you have to. Stretch your word. Okay. The first assignment for ELA is your reading comprehension, which is to make sure you understood the story. It's going to be asking you some questions about the story. Main idea. Remember the most important message or the most important part of the story. What was it mostly about? Okay, so make sure you pay really close attention when you read the story so you can answer all those questions. The second assignment, phonics. Make sure you read each question carefully because it's asking you for some sounds. The middle sound of the underlined word here, the beginning sound of the underlined word here. So read your instructions carefully. And the ending sound of this word right here. This one is asking you for a word with the same vowel sound as this word here. Remember, your vowels are A, E, I, O, U. So we know we've got a double vowel here. Double E makes the long E sound. And we have that sound made by using double E or EA, or when we have a silent E at the end of a word. So we'll take a look at your 3 words that they give you, sound them out, and decide which one has the same vowel sound as the double E in this word. This one's asking about syllables, so clap out your word, read your word, clap it out, and then figure out where you clap. What part of the word was broken up when you clapped? And you're going to make sure that when you clap, this little dash here, that's representing your clap. Okay, so for example, we're not going to look at this word, but if I'm looking at the word maybe astronaut, that's a good one, and we clap it out, astronaut. Every time I clap, that would be a little dash in the word. So when you clap your word, be looking at it and see if the dash is right where you clap. Then you have your third ELA assignment, which is your writing assignment. And this one is asking your first one about nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Which sentence contains a noun, verb, and adjective? Just to review, a noun is a person, place, or thing. Okay? So make sure your sentence has a person, place, or thing. A verb is an action word, something you do, like swim, throw, talk, point, snore, something that you do, a verb. And an adjective. An adjective is going to be a word that describes your noun. So if my sentence was a blue ball, then blue is going to be my adjective because it describes my noun, which is the ball. Okay, which sentence is a declarative sentence? What does a declarative sentence end with? An exclamation mark, a period, or a question mark? Okay, we went over declarative, interrogative, and exclamatory sentences in class. So all you need to do is look at the ending. Which one is a declarative sentence? Which sentence has its correct capitalization? Remember what we capitalize? The beginning of sentences and all proper nouns. Anything that's a name. Which sentence uses a correct pronoun for the boy? A pronoun, if we remember, is a word that takes the place of our name. Okay? Or a noun like boy. Which sentence is correct? So make sure you read all the sentences and circle the one that sounds correct. Make sure you look at your capitalization, punctuation, and read all the sentences just exactly as they're written and decide which one sounds correct. And again, you can print out your answer sheet and use this to write your answers, or use your own sheet of paper, write your name on top of it and ELA 6.6, 6.7, and turn that into me. Okay, and if you have any questions about any of the questions, please make sure you get mom to ask me on Dojo or give me a call, because I am here to help you, okay? So if you don't remember what a declarative sentence is, we can go over that, or anything else about your work, all right? We're almost done, boys and girls. I'm so happy to have worked with you, and keep up the great work, okay? I'll hope to see you soon. Bye.